My boss meant to send that message to my coworker. She sent it to me instead. 14 words. And in those 14 words, I found out that my job offer had been a mistake. My manager resented me, and HR had been building a file on me for 6 months. I'd been at the company for 2 years. Marketing coordinator at a mid-sized tech firm. Good performance reviews. I have them. I kept copies. No formal warnings, no written disciplinary action. I thought I was in a decent position. Not a star, but stable. My manager, Karen, seemed a little cold, but I figured that was just her style. I was wrong about a lot of things. The message came at 7:48 p.m. on a Thursday. Karen had clearly meant to text her colleague Donna. Instead, she had my name selected in her phone, probably because we'd messaged earlier that day about a deadline. The message said, "Still trying to figure out how to move forward with the J situation without triggering a wrongful termination claim." J is my first initial. My full name starts with J. There is no one else in our department whose name starts with J. I didn't respond. I screenshotted it immediately. 3 screenshots, different zoom levels. Then I put my phone down and sat very still for about 10 minutes. Karen sent a follow-up message 11 minutes later. Ignore that. Wrong person. Saw the... Just that. No explanation. No, that was about something else. Just ignore it. As if I could. I went into work the next day and said nothing. I needed information before I made any move. I reached out to a coworker I trusted, Marcus, who'd been there 5 years and knew everyone. Over lunch, I described the message without showing it. He got quiet, and then he told me he'd overheard a conversation 2 months ago between Karen and our VP. He hadn't mentioned it because he wasn't sure what he'd heard. What he'd heard was Karen saying she'd made a hiring mistake and wanted to restructure the role out of existence. They were planning to eliminate my position to avoid firing me. That's a specific legal maneuver. If a role is eliminated rather than the person being let go, it's harder to prove discrimination or wrongful termination. They'd apparently decided I was too difficult to fire directly and were restructuring around me. My job wasn't in danger from my performance. It was in danger because my manager didn't like me and had decided to engineer a way out. I contacted an employment lawyer that weekend. The screenshots, Marcus's testimony, my clean performance reviews. My lawyer said I had a strong paper trail. On Monday, I requested a meeting with HR. I walked in and placed the screenshots on the table without saying a word. The HR director looked at them and then looked at me, and you could see her calculating the situation in real time. She called Karen in 20 minutes later. I was asked to wait in a conference room while they spoke. 3 things happened. Karen was moved to a different department. I received a formal apology from the VP, and I was offered a settlement agreement to leave voluntarily with a package that included 6 months severance and a glowing reference letter. My lawyer reviewed it and said it was a fair offer given the circumstances and the cost of potential litigation. I took it. I left. And I used the 6 months to find a role that pays 30% more. The thing about corporate betrayal is that it's not loud. Nobody yells. Nobody dramatically fires you in a meeting. It happens in texts that weren't supposed to reach you, in lunchtime conversations just out of earshot, in org charts being quietly redrawn. The only way to protect yourself is documentation, and the occasional accidentally sent message that shows you exactly who you're dealing with. Would you have taken the settlement or fought in court? Drop your answer.